ValeFest is proud to be known as the largest student-run arts festival in Europe, attracting over 5,000 people last year and raising over £150,000 for various charities since it began. Over the past 13 years, it has become one of the most popular events in the student calendar and for the wider community. But where did it all begin? And what does it take to run a festival that will continue for years to come?
So the first festival in 2005 was a much smaller affair than it is now. It was just one stage, a few stalls, some food, and kind of everyone mucking in together to make it happen. The ValeFestival came about because of two groups of people. There were some who wanted to show the film Hotel Rwanda on a big screen and show people what was happening around the world. And then there was another group of people who felt that entertainment at Birmingham was a little bit dull, nothing different, nothing alternative. So what they wanted to do was put on a load of bands and maybe some styles of music that you might not have heard normally at Birmingham University. So these guys came together and there were bands during the day and then Hotel Rwanda, a massive screen at night, and that was ValeFestival 2005. Now 2006 is when it really came into its own. It's in a similar format to how it is now. Just under 4,000 people came. Loads of stuff going on, loads of activities, workshops, stuff through the day, and again we had a film in the evening as well.
The main aims have always been to raise awareness, to raise funds for all sorts of causes.
Throughout the years they've had various themes such as mental health, poverty. It's a really good way to kind of get across these causes to students.
Each year the festival grows and changes according to the year's committee, and each new committee brings new creativity and ideas to make ValeFest unique.
The original committee was just a bunch of friends. Between sort of 10 and 15 would pile into a living room, we'd all grab a cup of tea, we'll be very different people but sort of coming together with a common goal to put on this festival.
And since then it's grown and grown. So now that there's between 30 and 40 students on the committee, but I know in the past there's been as little as 6 or 7 students, I think. So it's great that there's so many people interested now, because that really helps us. We need as many hands on deck as possible to be able to put on such a big event.
That's what makes ValeFest so exciting, I think. The fact that it's a new committee every year, completely different decisions, completely different themes and stages, and yeah, different every year.
With such a variety of music, performances and activities going on, no two ValeFests are the same. But how does such a successful and popular event continue to progress even further?
I'd really like to see bigger headliners each year. In terms of the capacity and the site, we've pretty much filled it to the brim with as many stages and marketplaces and everything that we have going on there. So in terms of expansion in the physical sense, there's not that much more that we can do, but in terms of bands and artists that we book, I think that's where we can really kind of continue to progress.
It's just inspiring to see the new committee come up with completely new ideas, to make changes to the kind of music, the kind of arts that we see outside of the music that takes place at the festival. It's credit to the committee's sort of, I guess, innovation and just new ideas constantly happening.
I think that definitely one of the best things about being a committee member is working so hard for a whole year and then seeing the final result, and it's just, I've never felt so proud about anything before than seeing it all come to life after all that hard work.
So when I'm not organising festivals, I play in a band called Electric Swing Circus. Playing at ValeFestival has got to be one of the most special shows for me. While I was at university, this is pretty much all I did. It's what I cared about, it's what I put all my time into, organising the festival, making it as best as I could possibly make it. So to come back a couple of years later and to be headlining on the main stage was an absolutely amazing experience.
It's been amazing learning about the beginnings and the development of ValeFest, and seeing how such a small and dedicated group of students can create something so memorable. We hope you enjoy ValeFest 2017, and we look forward to seeing what ValeFest brings us in the future.